Welcome back. This week, NBC released a new poll shedding light on how Americans feel about artificial intelligence and its impact on their daily lives. Well, when asked how AI will affect life overall, 37% say it will make their lives somewhat better. But a total of 42% say it will make life worse. When it comes to education, Americans are split. 53% say schools that have integrated AI into the classroom better prepare students for the future. Meanwhile, 47% believe schools that have prohibited AI do a better job. And finally, how often are people actually using AI as a tool? Well, 14% say they use AI very often. 30% say sometimes. Another 30% say rarely, while 26% say they never use AI at all. Here to look deeper into those numbers is Andy Green, Assistant Professor for Information Security and Assurance Program at Kennesaw State University. Hooty hoo to you, Andy. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Good to be here.
All right. When you hear those poll numbers, what initially comes to your mind?
I'm not surprised, to be honest. AI, like anything else in the world, people have strong opinions one way or the other about it. I'm a frequent user of AI, but I think as with most things in life, most technologies, there are people who are early adapters of it, and then there are people who are scared of it and are leery of it, and I think rightfully so at times, and tend to lag behind in terms of adoption. At our college, Coles College of Business here at Kennesaw State, we've been strong proponents of utilizing AI technology in the classroom. We've integrated it. Our dean has been a strong proponent of using it in individual courses and across our degree programs. And so we have been tasked with integrating it in any and every opportunity that we can within our coursework and across our degree programs. So we're very forward-leaning with AI integration within our coursework, because the reality is, whether you like it or not, it is a tool and it is here to stay. And so our approach is we need to have our business majors ready and prepared to use it, because it's in the workplace now and it's not going away.
Yeah, you're right about that. As it stands right now and where we are in AI, which area do you trust the most in using it?
Well, trust is a loaded word, and I'm a security professor, and so I don't really trust any of it in that context. I use it, like I said, every day. As a matter of fact, I had to give a presentation to a conference over the weekend, and so I used an AI tool to prepare an outline for the talk that I needed to give last week. But I also verified the content that it gave me for the outline, and I thought through, is this appropriate for the audience that I needed to give? At the end of the day, I'm the expert, and I needed to basically save some time, and so I used the tool to jumpstart my thinking. But I had to ask myself, is this outline appropriate for the audience that I was talking to? So it was a great way to jumpstart my thinking, help get me prepared for the talk that I had to give on Saturday. But if you use it as a crutch, if you simply use it as I'm going to take blindly and accept whatever output it gives me and then submit it to, in some cases, students have used it to answer some of my exam questions, and it did so incorrectly. And that's a dark use of AI, right? Where it's an inappropriate use, and that's an academic misconduct instance. There are documented cases where attorneys have used it inappropriately to create briefs and cited non-existent cases as precedents. And that's a problem. And there are other instances like that where you cannot simply trust the output that the AI tool creates for you. But when used appropriately, it can be used to create brainstorming, and can be used to help you progress and be more efficient with your workload throughout the day.
So Andy Green, let me ask you this: with kids coming up, right? They'll be immersed in AI, right? And so that may be all they know. So when you say trusting it, do you think the future, maybe our children's children, will be that's all they'll rely on because they don't know anything else?
Well, I don't want to predict the future, because who knew that AI was going to be as big as it was 10 years ago?
Yeah.
And so, we don't know what we don't know.
Okay.
Do I think that over time these tools will get better? Do I think that they'll be better trained? Do I think that the software used to create the output will be optimized and made more efficient over time? I do. I'm hopeful, but I'm also not naive enough to think that there won't be problems along the way. because humans are writing this software, and regardless of what some sci-fi movies would have you believe, we're nowhere near, you know, the Terminator Skynet scenario where systems are going to take over and run everything. But I do think that over time, and give it enough missteps and mistakes, and we'll learn from them, and we'll optimize, and we'll get better over time. But I think that we always have to be skeptical in a healthy way about trusting and accepting the output that we get from any of these tools. At the end of the day, we're the humans, and we need to be the final arbiter of the output that we get from these systems, and ask ourselves, does this make sense? Does this track with what I generally know already?
All right. Professor Andy Green with Kennesaw State University, thanks so much for joining us. As you said, it's here to stay, so we're going to have to get used to it. Thanks so much.